All right, everybody. Hopefully this is working. It's sometimes a little hard to tell.
It is.
It looks like it is working. My animated starting screen decided to freeze, and I was a little concerned everything had frozen. But it looks like we are here, and we are live, and we got some viewers here. So welcome to Tabletop 2 Keyboard. I am Dustin, and I've got my players all back with me again this week. We got a few things that we're going to cover. First and foremost, we are doing a giveaway for 5 Gary Con badges for Virtual Gary Con this coming weekend. Yeah. And if you check out your channel point redemptions down there for 200 channel points, there is a one-time redemption where you can enter to be one of the winners of those badges. So you can enter at any time. You'll only be able to redeem it one time, and we will go ahead and continue with everything else. You'll also notice that, and this is experimental on my end, so I'm going to see how this goes. But I decided that I wanted to honor our time-honored tradition of our Wednesday games being chat integrated. And while I can't do zombies with sprinkles, I can, however, give you perhaps some limited ability to help interact with the game. And we'll do that through our mascot for iKindred. That is Taper there, who you see down at the bottom of the screen. So
down here.
Oh, sorry, everybody.
He's down in the corners. Levi did this. This is all Levi.
My fault.
So what I decided is that I had to add Taper into the game. So I did so, and he is Levi's sire. He is a Malkavian, and Taper suffers from the derangement of. Essentially, he's kind of multiple personalities. So whichever one of you spends 100 bits gets to drive Taper, as he hangs around and obfuscate pretty much all the time. And for 100 bits, he will do your bidding.
You're making me regret being a player now, because I got 11,000 channel points, right?
Oh no, that's 1 point.
Well, the
good news is Taper doesn't have eyes, so he can't see us.
That's right.
Yep. Yeah. Cannon.
So
sorry, Levi, you do not get to say canon in this game.
Oh shit!
You can't create.
I'm so used to just calling canon.
So used to just making things happen, and he doesn't quite have that power anymore. So,
are you talking about cams, or you're talking about like something through? That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, it's the channel points at the bottom.
Yeah, the channel points will get you entered for a chance to win a free Gary Con virtual badge, courtesy of Boffrin and the people there at Gary Con. So we thank Boffrin for that. He is supplying us with those, and we do have 5 of them again.
Thank you, Boffrin.
So for a mere 200
thank
cams,
you, local Boffrin kids.
For the low price of 200 cams, you can redeem the one-time redeem option down there, and that will get you entered. But you gotta pay cold hard cash if you want to affect our stories. That's just how we roll around here. So,
you gotta want it.
You gotta pay to play around here for if you wanna make a Malkavian appear and say something stupid to one of the players.
Wait till Six Psycho shows up, and then Taper will pick over the stream.
He's pretty much gonna run that tune once it happens anyway. But so. We're going to take a quick second.
I'll get my alternate character ready to go, because it'll be bad.
We're going to take a quick second. We're going to introduce the characters again, just so you remember who they are. We'll start over there with Jeff. Jeff, who is Nathan Sanchez?
Well, Nathan Sanchez is your friendly neighborhood Bruja. He was originally a political science junkie, got into it, decided after doing his internship that he realized change is not possible from within. And so he's a very impatient young man. And so he decided to hit the streets. So all those people were out at the Occupy stuff. He went out there and realized they were a bunch of bullshitters, getting nothing done, doing drum circles, and wasting everyone's time. So he went, fuck your drum circle is in fact his brand of shirt.
Drum circle is shit.
And so he's the upfront, in your face, get shit done, change it now, political science junkie guy. That you would probably find. Potentially. You call it what you want.
Next,
so that's him.
And that is Nathan Sanchez. Next to Jeff there playing Nathan Sanchez, we have Boffrin here back with us. Boffrin, tell him a little bit about Thomas Weller.
Thomas Weller is, just your average, everyday kind of modern day occultist. Has been researching, and maybe it seems like he might have ran into something a little bit deeper that maybe he shouldn't have if he valued breathing like a normal human being.
Yeah. Didn't value breathing enough.
All right. And we'll move across the overlay to Levi playing Second. Tell us a little about Second.
Second is here to help. You got a problem with computers? I'm your guy. I've done IT for years because secretly the machine watches everything and the Hydra ripples underneath all of it, and all of our slaves, we have to burn her down. Except I woke up in a bath with a dead body over my head that I made myself. So I need to get the fuck out of here.
That may or may not be the truth. So, and last but not least, rounding out our cast of characters for the day, Cameron is here with Omar Vazquez. Tell us a little about Omar and his pyramid scheme.
Omar is he's into the pyramid types. Maybe not pyramid scheme. What do they call it when you get into
love the Shamir.
Amway? What are those?
Pyramid scheme.
Something like
Multi-level marketing.
Multi-level marketing. He
Multi-
definitely would buy into some
MLMs.
multi-level marketing.
Oh, 20-sided story rating.
Oh my God.
Story.
Awesome.
Thanks for the raid.
Welcome,
Thank you for
everybody.
the raid.
Thanks for coming
Cameron,
back.
finish
We
talking
just
about your
got started.
character. And
We just got started.
That's right.
Good timing.
Yeah.
Stick around for when we blow up the apartment.
He is
10 seconds.
very socially inept generally, which is not that helpful since he's also a Nosferatu and extraordinarily ugly at this point. So there's that, and he just has this way about just when he speaks to people that just doesn't go over well. That just people just think he's weird all the time.
He thought charisma was his dump stat, and then he remembered he has a 0 appearance.
That's true. And he was like, damn it.
All right.
None of this.
So for those of you who are joining from 20 Sides to Every Story, we welcome you. If you check out our channel points down there that you may have received from rating, if you hang out just a little bit till you have 200 of those bad boys accumulated, you can enter a one-time redemption for a chance to win tonight a virtual badge to GaryCon, which is for virtual GaryCon this weekend. There we are.
There
We got
There
one
you
of
go.
those.
It's already
Redemption.
happening.
It's like,
Yes,
yes.
you figured it out. So
Load free
we got
badge.
5 of those to give away tonight. So everyone who enters
Free badges?
will be finding those. So please stick around. We will have to find a way to get hold of you, of course, so that we can get that to you. We'll be hooking you up with Boffrin here, who is the keeper of those. So hang out, enjoy the show. Thank you for the follow,
Thanks for the
Potato
follow,
Lion.
Potato Lion.
You'll
That's a
also
great name.
notice that
Hey,
if
potato
you're
lion. I like potatoes and I like lions. Sweet.
Gary,
You'll-
it's going to be virtual. Alan.
It's a virtual event. If you have an internet connection, I'm imagining you might if you're watching the stream.
Seems odd.
if you're
I
here.
don't,
It could be presumptive, though. Could be presumptive.
Is it safe to say a lot of it's being done through Discord?
Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, winners will want to join the TT2KB Discord to be able to message me to give me the details that I'll need.
Oh, you know,
Fantastic.
Let's get the old Discord. Oh, you already got to it. Animal G is quick.
Animal G is on it.
Animal G's fast on
yep,
that trigger.
just use the
CDJ.
CDJG. Just use the channel points redeemed down there. Click Cameron's face. See Cameron there?
Yeah,
the guy
it's
playing
down there at the
Omar?
bottom.
His
Looking
face
like-
down there
He
at the
can't read,
bottom.
so don't
You'll
worry
see
about it.
some options. So we're
Can
going
you
to
make the
do...
face for us?
There we go.
Yeah, go
Malice
for it.
is
I'm
entered.
not exactly sure what it looks like, but it kind of looks like this.
I
I'm
think
not
that-
really sure if that's it, though.
So,
hard to
once
see.
again, welcome to iKindred. This is a Vampire the Masquerade game. This is episode number 2, Domum, Dulce, Domum, which one of our viewers, Chris Derps, very wisely realized from Latin is home sweet home. And we're going to talk a little bit about what happened last game, the very first game session. These 4 characters woke up in a rundown shack of a house in bathtubs with dead bodies hanging over them, blood dripping onto their foreheads. Some of them woke up hungrier than others and quickly discovered that they were not alone, that they were all in a rather cold dorm situation. After some very tense, nervous moments, they decided to take the only exit out of the room and into a living room where they found a monstrously grotesquely fat Nosferatu named Grub, who is hanging out, munching on some stale-ass potato chips, watching Ozark Season 3, and greeted them
taste
warmly.
television.
Yeah, he's got good taste. He is a couch potato, Nosferatu, and he was hanging out, binging shows, waiting for the fledglings to hatch. He informed the players that they were at a place called the Hatchery, where new kindred are brought per the prince's decree outside of the domain proper, so that if anything goes wrong with the newly embraced kindred, it's done in a area where they can be very easily contained.
You can just burn the whole town down. It's fine.
They had some conversations where it took a lot of convincing by Grub to try to convince them, to not go outside, to just hang out until and it didn't go well. They tried to go outside.
He was doing a great job,
and
I believed every word he said.
They didn't like Grub at all, and so they tried to escape to find out that because they're new kindred.
It's not about like. It's about the situation.
I'm sure he's a sweet guy.
He's totally lovable. He loves sweaty hugs.
I just didn't want to be part of the Saw movie. That's all.
Yeah. So, they thought they could escape, only to find out that as new fledgling vampires, they wake up earlier than most vampires, and it was still the last few rays of sunlight, which gave Grub enough time to try to calm them down before
Very Bernie.
his coterie mate Chandra was to arrive and pick them up and take them to their new home. And as he was waiting and trying to talk down our 4 new fledgling kindred, one of them, second, slips to the kitchen and manages to stuff some things into a toaster and push the little lever down after turning on the gas to the stove.
There's the important detail. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then as he comes back into the room and knock upon the door, and a wiry thin gal with a long nose and some circular glasses sitting upon that nose and some long braided red hair appears at the door, upon which Thomas Weller realizes this must be Chandra, who has come to take them to their new home. Now, the last thing I did at the end of last session was I rolled myself a secret D10. For those of you who know me as a game master, I am typically not one for secrets. I usually do everything right in front of the players, but this time, this is Vampire and this is World of Darkness, so, fuck all that. We're doing this.
Dark Secret's the best.
Dark
Everybody knows
Secrets are the best. So what I did with that D10 was I determined about how many rounds they have until the house goes up.
Yes.
And you're done.
And explode.
And boom with the stove.
Yep. Roll the brick.
So Chandra walks through the door, again looking at you all. She says, "Welcome, fledglings. My name is Chandra." And she gets about that far into her sentence when you hear chiming coming from her pocket, and she scrambles to pull out her phone real fast. Says, "Oh, pardon me, hold on." And she punches at the glow as it illuminates her face as she begins to punch on her phone.
God, at least this one looks like a human.
Is it dark outside?
It is dark.
I'm gonna tackle run past her.
Okay, make a Dex plus Athletics. Standard.
Well, I'm really good at those.
Yeah.
Dex Athletics. Ooh, 3 dice. Woo.
Oh.
What's the difficulty?
Standard, so 7.
Okay, I got a 7, and the 1 took that away. So no
No success.
whatsoever.
Classic.
You go to scurry past her, and she doesn't actually attempt to stop you, but because she's so busy looking at her phone and not paying attention to you, she does not fully get out of the way, and this tiny, rail thin woman kind of accidentally hip checks you as she kind of turns to look at her phone, and it sends you sprawling into the doorway.
No.
Where you kind of collapse back against the door, and you're kind of just back up against the open door at the moment.
Okay.
She just kind of
Conan the librarian has defeated you.
That's right.
she just kind of holds up a finger pointing your direction as though telling you just to hold on a second, while she continues to thumb at an extremely rapid rate, just thumb pressing something on her phone, and then
Let me know when I can go again.
At this point, you start to notice the impatience of Nathan Sanchez is translated into a nervous twitch on his face. She kind of does a little twitchy guy here and there.
Sorry, I had to register a boon, and
Chickens.
that's been completed, and now
Let me the fuck out of here.
we'll be leaving in just a second. That is your name, correct?
I shove her again. I want to get the fuck out of here.
Okay, so it's a strength athletics if you're going to shove her this time.
Going to location 3.
She will resist.
Why?
She will resist with her.
It's a 10.
Roll it again.
That's
Blow it up.
very un-Levi-like.
Blow it up.
It's a 2.
Okay, so one success is more successes than she has in stamina athletics.
Yeah.
So you push her out of the way, and she flails over to the side.
I'm running out of here.
Oh, Featherfall tabletop rating.
Thanks for coming.
Party is 17.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank
It's
you,
a good time you
Featherfall.
guys showed up.
Yeah. So we are just starting our game here at iKindred. We have a couple special things going on tonight. The first is we're giving away 5 badges for Gary Con. All you have to do is use your cam channel points down there for the one-time redemption. I will add you to the list. We're going to pull 5 people who enter, and we're going to get you guys, if you win, some Gary Con badges. So make sure you do that.
There it
one,
is.
2 socks.
There's
in.
one. 2 socks.
Old 2 socks.
Thank you, 2 Socks, and thank you, Featherfall
Thanks, 2
Tabletop,
Sock.
for stopping in. So,
Yeah, definitely.
There's 5.
Now
badges,
this raid's
so
here.
enter
I'm
for
going to
them,
try
enter
to
for
get
them.
away into the night.
all right. So you push her aside. You push her aside, and you begin to take off. You get outside, and you see there is a. Oh, we got another one. Featherfall's also in.
The fall TT.
So you get out there, and
I'm trying to get alone right now.
I know.
you get outside. The rest of you are standing there. The woman's been pushed to the side.
This seems like a good opportunity to get out.
All right.
I agree.
I'll reach down and help her out, or try to help her up.
Actually, he would probably help her up, and then once she's up, he's probably like, "Time to go." I would assist and be like,
Okay,
"Well,
so
that's not nice."
So Omar and Thomas are going to stop and help her up, and she has to. Her phone went like flailing down to the ground because she got pushed right as she was getting ready to put it away, and so she quickly grabs it and puts it back in her pocket and kind of dusts herself off, and she thanks the both of you. In the meantime, Second has darted out the door.
Yeah, after I make I help her up with him, and she's standing. I'm like, this just isn't the place for me. I'm gonna go too. And so she turns around. And he just kind of like scurries out the door a little bit, like not like full on sprint, just like he kind of like backs out the door and just.
You know, maybe we should start walking to the car or whatever vehicle it is. It seems like it might be a good idea. You know, if they're running, who knows what, is up aside from them wanting to get out there.
So you go ahead and you escort her back to her vehicle, which is a kind of a large SUV-like vehicle. And you see she gets in the back. There's already someone else in the driver's seat.
Tommy the gentleman.
Right,
Well, at this
Tommy the
stage-
gentleman.
I mean, it's like you come to accept it, right? Because you've already seen people got exposed to sunlight and burned. I don't know what's going on. So it's just time for Stockholm Syndrome, man.
Get in
Just
there.
love your captor, man. Just love your captor.
It doesn't hurt with the Tremere thing, right?
So
I mean, that one step gets you in there. Yeah.
while she's
Yeah.
moving her way to the vehicle with Thomas, Omar has decided to take off after Second, or at least leave the building.
Oh, I'm leaving too.
And
I'm GTFO.
you're going to try to get the fuck out of here also?
Figure out where the hell we are and just try to make it towards something
You
familiar.
get outside, and when you get outside, you find that you're in a tiny, like, run-down, podunk, middle of nowhere, like, town. Probably 200 people at most. There's maybe one stop sign.
How many cars were outside?
One.
Just the one car. I just want to get.
Pledging Hour has redeemed some Tapper.
All right, Taper. So, Taper is a Malkavian, which is a crazy vampire. He also happens to be second sire. Malkavians are notorious for hanging out in obfuscate, which makes them impossible to be seen for the most part. And by spending 100, you can make Taper appear. And if you want to give him a few commands, I will make them happen. So as second is running, all of a sudden you're running and boom, all of a sudden there's a man in a black trench coat with black spiky hair and a crazed look on his face is running next to you.
And I go the other way, and I try and go for cover, like anywhere where it's dark and better to hide.
He looks at it, he says, "Hey, how's it going?"
Fuck you!
Wait, where are you going? And he takes off after you.
Leave me alone!
Roll Dex plus Athletics to see if you're faster than Taper is.
I got an 8 and a 9, so 2 successes.
You are not faster than Taper. And he runs out in front of you, and then he stops, he goes, "This way's never gonna work. You don't know what's this way? You're going the wrong way."
You would say that. You're part of this. So that means what's behind you is the right way.
Am I?
Yes. The coincidences are too many.
Coincidences. Well, we should
Yes,
think
there
this
aren't
out.
any.
You're
Fuck
right.
you!
Go. Which way are you going to try to head to now? You can see like the main strip of the tiny ass town where maybe there's one Casey's gas station, and that's about all there is to.
Get you some pizza, dude.
Get that one slice of pepperoni that's still there. It's been sitting there for like 10 hours.
As soon as I can break line of sight with him, I want to try and disappear.
Okay, so go ahead and attempt your obfuscate roll.
Okay.
Are you using obfuscate or just stealthing?
Wit stealth.
Correct.
And I don't want to dominate everything, but if you let me, Ogle, I will take over everybody's time all night. Don't let me. God damn it! I rolled a 10 and 2 ones.
Oh.
So you find an alley, and you like hop in there, and you're like hiding behind a dumpster, and you feel super hidden.
Yeah.
Because you are.
In the meantime, Omar, you or Nathan were both about out the door next. I'm not sure Nathan stopped to help Chandra at all, so I think Nathan might actually be the second out the door. So out the door, you see second takes off running in a dead sprint, and all of a sudden, boom, right next to him, another person appears running next to him, and they're running zigzag, like they're trying not to be shot by snipers or something. But while they're running in these weird patterns, you can tell that the newly appearing person next to him is clearly quicker and more athletic than second is. Not that maybe you care that much, but
Survivors stick together, so I'm going to chase after him and look to get involved.
All right then. So go ahead and make your Dex plus Athletics, and I believe the answer was 2 for the amount of Dex and Athletics it takes to actually keep up with them.
Okay.
While he's rolling that, Omar, you come out the door as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Apparently 2 successes.
And you get to blow them up.
Roll them again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, didn't roll them. Okay, so 2 more dice.
Oh,
One
you
more?
got another one.
Yep. 3 successes. The
All right.
important number.
So 3 successes. You are quicker than second, and you are as quick as Taper is right now. So they got a little bit of a head start on you, but short of that, you're able to keep up with them if you want to.
Hey man, we're getting out of this alive!
There hits a point where he turns a corner into an alley, Taper looks back at you with crazed eyes, and he says, "See you later," and poof. He vanishes right before your eyes, and he is suddenly gone. You come around the corner, and you can see Second hiding behind a dumpster. Omar, you are out the door. Right behind you is Thomas, and he's escorting Chandra to the vehicle, and they get in.
Thanks, Witch.
So that's the point where I sell out the party and get real ultimate power.
Yes.
It took an entire 2 game sessions before somebody sold somebody else out.
Perfect.
So
Howdy, Rio.
Omar gets out the door. He kind of like is in a stance. He looks in all directions. I assume this is not like a town I'm from, right?
No,
Like, I
your
don't
guys are
necessarily know
not
where I'm
from here. The only thing you know for certain is you got about 5, maybe 6 blocks in any one direction before you hit like cornfields and bean fields and.
Fantastic.
Does this place look familiar to... Like, are we from an area where, looking around, we can assess just how small this is and how much space before we hit just like corn? Are we familiar with small town Midwest?
You got an idea. And this is in Maine, because we canonize that last game.
Right.
This is in Maine, but there's
There's a
crops
lot
in
of
Maine.
forest. There's like a
There's
lot
like
of forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
There's some fields before you get to the forest around here, but yeah,
Okay.
I mean, if
Forgot
you go to the edge of town, like you'll see the sign, that says like New Haven 20 miles.
London, Maine.
20 miles. Fuck.
So Omar gets out. He kind of looks around and realizes he's out of the house, but he doesn't have anywhere to go. So he just kind of stops, realizes he's lost, and then he kind of looks back at the woman and
You see
and
the
Thomas. And
you see the back
see
door.
like what they're doing.
The back door pops open again.
Okay.
Nobody's standing there or anything. No one makes any motion towards you. You just see the back door pops back open again.
Wait, I
Y'all
see that.
crazy.
Did I see that?
You see that.
I'll put my hand out.
Upon seeing that, he just decides
It's a
that
glowing mage hand. Don't follow.
he's gonna go like jump behind something and just try to hide.
Okay, you're going for obfuscate as well? Or are you just
so
stealthing
I'm
it?
gonna accidental obfuscate. I'm just gonna hide, and then he's gonna be like, "What is happening?" So,
All right.
I'll turn to Chandra and be like, "Is this kind of typical on what normally happens?" I'm not getting this. I mean, don't they get that if we don't learn how to survive, then we're just screwed?
She's scrolling through something that looks similar to like a Facebook, and she says, "There's always a runner. Always." Like, she doesn't seem concerned about it at all.
all right. So Omar pops behind like a tree or a bush or a shed or whatever happens to be back there, and he does actually do Cloak of Shadows, even though he doesn't do it on purpose.
Okay, so attempt your Cloak of Shadows roll.
There is no roll.
Oh, you
As long as the character fulfills the criteria described above,
Okay.
which I believe is just.
I thought you had to set a difficulty for Auspex if someone challenged, but that's fine.
I think Auspex can just see it, honestly. It says, no one but another kindred with high Auspex will see them.
Okay,
That's what it officially says. So.
well,
Whatever that means.
Ambiguous rule
all right, yeah, ambiguous rule set. Okay,
Ambiguous rules.
I figure worst is contested if it's really close, right?
that's what I figured. So
Yeah,
I made
can
it.
roll something, but
I made an Auspex roll for Chandra, and she has more than enough successes to
I'm
see you.
sure she does.
So she looks over and says, "What's he?" She doesn't even look up. She just like glances over, looks back down. She goes, "What's he doing?"
Is it normally just one who'll come along? I mean, let me ask: is everyone else stupid who comes to this stuff?
It's shell shock. It happens to most of them. But that's why
By
the
the way,
prince. That's why the
there
prince
some-
wisely set this up this way. You should have seen the chaos that used to happen back in how we used to do it. She goes back to flipping through her thing.
Man, do we have something to eat that's not drugged? I'd like to not be cloudy in my head, because
Well, yes, it does require gathering the rest of your coterie and taking you to your new haven.
God.
Don't worry, Taper will have them all rounded up soon enough.
Meanwhile, Nathan rolls right in front of Second. Dude, get up! He's turned into a ghost, man. Let's go. Can't just be sitting here.
It's already a ghost?
It's a ghost, man.
You come around, you see Second there, and when you come around like the edge of the dumpster, right behind Second, curled up next to him, is Taper. He's literally sitting there. He's like, yeah, we seriously need to go.
Oh, hell no.
Do I hear him say that?
Yeah, he's right behind you. You didn't even know he was there.
I push him down so we can run away.
So you give him a shove, and you take off running back towards the mouth of the alleyway, and right as you're running up there, all of a sudden, it's just poof, he's right in front of you. He says, no, not this way, you gotta go the other way. This way's bad.
If he says it's bad, it's good.
Okay. The only way out is forward. Is there like a fence or anything at the end of it? Or is it just an open alley?
No, it's an open
Woods
alley.
nearby.
What?
Can we go to the woods?
There's a field before you get to the woods.
Field.
Alright, so you start taking off towards this field.
So Chandra, does this mean I'm going to have to be the brain trust of the group? Because I don't
dear.
get it.
You are already the brain trust for the group. I mean, he's a darling and all, but Omar is he's awkward and a little shy, and Nathan over there is a bit of a rabble rouser, and well, perhaps charismatic, but none too bright. And we won't even start with the Malkavian.
Yeah.
Driver, run them down. He just takes off.
I buckle up.
So you see, he just takes off a hill and towards your direction, and moving at a pretty good speed. You guys come running past Taper, and all you see is headlights come in your direction very quickly.
What up?
I'm not gonna give up, so they're gonna have to
Yeah.
like take me down somehow. So car comes at me this way, I go that way. Like this is
All right, make a Dex Athletics roll to get out of the way. Now I'm gonna make a Wits drive to hit you.
I got a 10.
Oh, good lord. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So,
That didn't go so well.
Uh-oh. So you both suddenly find yourselves hit by a suburban-like vehicle. Let's see what sort of damage this does.
Apparently I turned around and said, split up! And then as I'm looking behind, I turn my head and the car just splatters me.
Oh,
Car
God.
buddies.
Can't believe it. One headlight for each of us, right?
Yeah, so that is 5
Ooh.
bashing damage. As you both are flipped up, and Thomas, you're the vehicle, you're on top of the cab of the vehicle, and then boom, boom,
I
boom.
don't even remember.
As they-
For bashing, do we roll for soak?
Now remember, I buckled my seatbelt.
You
I
did.
distinctly said before we hit them.
Damn dice, man.
Yeah. So it doesn't
We
even
rolled a soak or
it
no?
doesn't even hurt the vehicle. Like you don't even
No, we do
feel
soak,
anything
yeah.
either. They just get flipped right up on top. They hit. They fall around to the back. It's difficulty 6 for soaking, by the way.
I'm
Stamina.
officially crippled.
So you
So-
find your legs are snapped backwards when you hit the ground, like at the knees.
I got 4 successes.
4 successes. So you only took 1.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you take you get it most of the way out of the way, but it does like kind of roll over your ankle, and you're like off to the side. Nathan takes it head on, just boom, and you see him flip over, and his knees just buckle backwards like the wrong way when he hits the pavement on the other side. He's laying there on the ground.
All right. I crawl to Nathan.
Omar,
And then-
you can see this whole thing take place.
I
Good
crawl to
first
Nathan,
impressions.
and I'm gonna lay down on top of him and say, "Shut the fuck up," and then I hide.
Okay, so you attempt another hide roll.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chandra opens up her door and steps out on the opposite side of where Second is attempting to hide.
I'm
And
the grazed deer.
That's true.
it is about this moment that Omar, you need to make yourself a wits and athletics roll as well.
Wits, athletics. Is this to get out of the way of a car coming at me?
Nope.
No.
Oh, okay.
Somebody stayed near the door, apparently.
I have 0 successes.
Tick, 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 boom.
Oh!
As you're standing next to a window, ducking down, suddenly things get very hot behind you very quickly.
There you go, Rio.
Oh,
Got an entry from Rio Bravo for the badge.
Rio Bravo. All right, Rio.
Good luck, Rio.
Good job.
Got
That's
those
fine.
Gary Con
My
badges.
sire and me are going to be dead. It's fine.
Just take the whole bloodline right out. You know?
Just straight from the top.
You take 3 aggravated damage as the back of your head and shoulders feel the searing heat as a blast comes out the window, glass flying past you, and I need a willpower. Difficulty 7. We'll leave it. We'll make it 7. We'll leave it at 7.
Oh,
Willpower
so-
difficulty 7.
Jesus. But you said it was 3, right? 3
3 ag.
Yes.
3 ag, yeah.
3 ag from fire.
Oh wait. So when you, just because I haven't played in so long, when you have a negative, that negative comes away from your dice pool, right?
Dice
Correct.
pool. It's the amount of dice you don't
That
get to roll.
removes dice from the dice
Got it.
pool.
We're at a -1.
Nathan is crippled. You're negative
Legit
5.
crippled. -5, yes.
I'm
Yeah.
done.
I got 1 success.
One success.
1
Okay.
success to not flip my shit.
You have 1 round to
Mm.
move away as fast as you can from the source of this burning house now that's behind you before you enter a actual Roshrik.
Omar is going to start sprinting and accidentally potence jump really far.
Okay. So you run and you boom, you spring and you find yourself landing like maybe
I've
you
only
jump
got
probably
one potence,
you
but-
probably jump about 2 times further than what you even thought was capable for you. So
Yeah.
if a person doing like a broad jump can hit about 6 feet, you
So
made
like,
about a
basically,
10,
like,
10
runs
11
and
foot jump.
dives.
Yeah.
to cover, like you would see in the movies when somebody drops a grenade, you know.
I will give you a stamina plus athletics roll in an attempt to put the fire out by dropping and rolling.
Stamina, athletics, -1.
Getting a workout with that athletics.
Chandra, is there an extinguisher in the car?
I have 0 successes. I'm on fire, baby.
All right.
All right, take 100 more.
We're gonna head back over. So, Thomas, all of a sudden, kaboom! The house you guys were all just in erupts in flame.
Poor grab.
That explains the running that was happening. Okay.
For the first time, you see Chandra looks up. Her mouth hits the pavement. Her glasses slide down to the end of her nose in almost disbelief. She
You
says,
know-
and you hear her utter the word, "Fuck."
You know, I figured. I know you were wrapped up in the phone, but there was a reason they were running. I had no idea what was going on, but
Always blow the building.
it looks like they were planning on things. Yeah.
It's not so much
I-
plan.
you know, I don't have too many words. Hopefully you could tell, you know, I'm compliant, right? You know, I'm not gonna.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Cool.
we were
right?
together, right?
I never even saw these assholes before.
Totally on team.
I wasn't
serial
even
killer.
supposed
Let's
to be
go.
working today.
She
Not
stands there,
supposed to be here.
and you see she gets on there and she clicks on something on her phone. She looks at it for a second. And you can see just the momentary glimpse of anger in her face. And she sits down, almost pout-like she's pouting. She folds her arms in the back seat. She says to her driver, "Run over him again." And he takes off backwards and backs right back over Nathan again.
All right, hold on now. I may be
Me
crippled, but I
too.
still have a dice pool.
That's right.
So
Hey, if I'm on top of Nathan
Next
trying
dodge.
to gear him, can I take some of the hit and not him?
Sure.
Sweet. You're
forget-
buddies.
Does this game work where even if you just subtract your entire dice pool, that you still
get-
get one die?
Yes,
Is that
I
how-
believe
I
you
couldn't
still get
remember.
one
It's
die.
been so long, I couldn't remember.
Oh, that's a botch.
Ah,
minus
botch.
1 successes.
Did you botch too,
Botch.
Levi?
A botch masoke.
You botched you.
So they're both botched.
I apparently botched the dodge, so that's fun.
We are gonna.
Four more.
Burnouts or donuts on them, please.
Four bashing damage to the both of you.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see if I'm
I am incapacitated.
Oh,
I mean,
I
I'm
am-
assuming they'll recover from this, right? You
Yeah.
know, this is.
oh, they'll
also
live.
incapacitated.
I
Yep.
We
did
just
not.
we just no longer have time for games. It's a known fact that the local volunteer fire department is one of the fastest in the area and will be here within minutes. We no
They
longer
got
have time
nothing
for
better
this
to do.
bullshit, and I have to figure out which one of you wretched fucks owes me the boon that was owed to me by Grub. And now, and she just sits there. Now go get them.
You know,
And you see the driver opens the door and he walks around back and he picks up second and puts up the hatch back and tosses him into the back. He looks over at Nathan, who's still conscious, or are you out too?
No.
Okay.
I'm incapped.
So he picks up Nathan and tosses him into the back too. And he walks
Omar's
over.
on fire.
And you see he kind of leans in and looks in the back at Chandra, and he's got fingers. He's like, 1, 2, 3, 3, ma'am. She goes, "Oh yes, the other one. Let's."
Should be easy
I
to
think he's
find.
on fire.
Should be easy to find.
The driver
You can smell him.
The driver gets back over and gets back in, and he kind of peels out around the other way, and you can already start to hear the sirens coming. It's about this time, Omar, as you're rolling around on fire. You're rolling around, you look up, and as the house is going up in flames, crawling out the front door, you see Grub. He's melting like a candle. All of the fat off of him is just leaving snail trails behind as he's on fire and he's crawling forwards towards you. He's like, "Help me, child." He lays down. He just collapses in front of you as his body just begins to go up in more flame.
Wow.
I roll away because I'm on fire and I'm trying not to be on fire.
And that
So
shit is
let me guess.
You can't help it. You feel some strange. You feel some weird, strange emotion for this sad, pathetic person. And you find yourself begin to cry blood.
It's alright. It evaporates immediately because I'm on fire. So
No, you do. I rolled another die for an extra die of damage. You got the fire out now, but it did not do any extra damage to you.
oh well, that's
I didn't roll
good.
on it, so-
Okay, so the fire's out.
Yeah, so you're out.
So
it
I'm
did
like-
0 damage, so it's out. And so you get it put out. About that time, the vehicle rolls up, and this time above your head, the door opens.
If he's still there, he's still on fire, right? If I have this unwavering need to help, he'll like take his button-up dress shirt that's buttoned all the way to the top. He'll unbutton and he'll start like trying to like use it like a blanket to just put out flames on the guy.
You make a willpower roll, DC 8,
Oh, Roshrek.
to try to get close to the fire to help him at this point. Like you.
Well, that's a double botch.
So you turn to go to help, and upon seeing the fire and the big inferno going on behind him, you turn and, without thinking, hop right into the back of the Suburban. The door closes, which is the easiest, fastest path, and you don't just hop into the back seat. You hop over the back seat into the back area where you find an incapacitated Nathan and an incapacitated Second. Nathan's legs have been bent backwards. Second has a tire tread mark across his face. They are out cold.
I probably have.
And you're
what
burned.
Injured worth of ag. That's probably
what model of vehicle is
this?
this?
3rd degree burn.
It's a Suburban.
We're suburban buddies now, Nathan.
You're damn right.
It's one of the newer.
Outfitters.
This isn't like the old Bryce Suburban where it's like jacked up 10 feet. This is like the more modern like Suburban.
So none of us ever do this when during this first time, right? I mean, we're generally pretty cool, right? I mean, I don't have to worry about my future becoming like this, and this type of thing. I mean,
If you're fortunate and you just keep listening, you'll probably get first pick of rooms at your New Haven.
oh, you mean the one who can move around will actually be able to like look at things first, essentially?
That's the one.
Right.
Driver, take us there. And you see it sprawls off and runs about 6 or 7 blocks and pulls in at another, like, 2-story, not quite as dilapidated looking house.
Another shitty house.
This is the 3rd location.
This one has 6 saw blades.
Now we're in a 3rd location, guys. We are never getting
Yep.
out of here.
So, you guys pull in there, and as you do, you see the trucks and the sirens and everything start to wheel by, and you see the fire department begins to hook up hoses, and at the like one hydrant in the middle of town, they got to run the hose like 3 blocks down there to get to it and start putting out the blaze. Everything else.
Well, I hope you didn't want to get to know your sire.
Shander gets on the phone.
You're not awake to tell me that.
I know.
Shander gets on the phone. You hear it looks like she answers a call. She says, "Don't worry, it's contained. We have them." And she hangs up. The driver comes out, opens the door. Miss Shander, and you see she slips out. "Come, Thomas. Go ahead and bring the others in." He says, "Yes, ma'am." He walks back here. She walks over, fumbles through a couple keys. You see her hit 2 or 3 deadbolt locks there with a couple different keys, gets them all undone. Opens up the door. "Welcome to your new home."
Great. I believe that means I can call dibs, as you'd mentioned.
Pick whichever room you like. I don't think you'll pick any fight from your coterie mates at this point.
Ah, man.
You walk in, it looks like a standard house. There's a staircase there immediately that takes you up to the 2nd floor. There's a little living room area, another kitchen, and a bathroom on the main floor. You can see right as you head into the kitchen area, there's a door that the ominous looks like there might be a staircase that goes to a basement kind of door.
Upstairs, just the basement. So, just the basement. Yeah, let's take a look in the basement.
You go down there. It's concrete floor, brick walls. It looks as though it's been stripped of all the actual amenities, the things that you would expect in a normal home. There's no water heater. There's no furnace. All that sort of stuff's been the vent work. Everything looks like it's been pulled out
Look like it's been light proof down here.
a bit.
This looks like a good room.
All right, so you head down there, and she waits as her driver brings in the other two bodies. He's got kind of one of them kind of over each shoulder, so he kind of has to walk in with him and sets him down on the hardwood floor in what would be a living room.
I
Omar,
used to be an adventurer.
Omar,
Yes.
you see
Sorry,
the back hatch opens. Driver picks those two up and just kind of looks at you and gives you a nod.
I hobble in.
You
I'm
hobble in behind
following
him.
now. I've been burnt, and technically they kind of saved me from burning more, so I guess this is my best option at this point.
So she brings you in, and you follow the driver in there. The driver looks at you. Welcome home. He sets the other two down there on the floor. I'll be in
I
the
don't
car
think
if
I
you
live
need
here.
anything. And he turns and he opens the door and he walks back out, goes back and sits in the car. You see,
What's up,
he
zombie decoy?
you see he gets out there and he takes open a pack of cigarettes and lights one up and sits there and smokes while he's waiting,
Am
just
I
kind
right
of
with it?
watching the fire crews have to do their business.
I'll
Thomas,
come up out of the basement.
You make your way up out of the basement. Chandra's standing
Well-
there over the other two.
I'm
Well-
assuming the basement's the most light-proof room here.
Yes, you'd be correct. Previous
Yeah,
occupants have done a lot of work to the place, but of course, this is only a temporary communal haven for you until you pass the accounting. Then you'll be taken to the domain proper, where you will find yourself a suitable personal haven, one upon which you may claim domain.
You know, a housing program? That's not bad. Well, Omar, you seem like you're vaguely moving.
I'm in better shape than those two. That's about
Who
it.
isn't?
What shape am I?
Now, you know, I'm not even in like your shape, right? Because I got in the car.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why you did that, but it seemed to work out for you, so
You see,
cool, man, cool.
we're not alive anymore, right? We're worried about not getting past the location. We're already dead. The worst part's over, right?
Yeah, but usually if I got, kidnapped by somebody, whatever state I'm in after that, I kind of just want to figure that out myself. But
I
it doesn't
know,
seem like I
but
got that choice now.
you stepped. Remember when you guys were trying to get outside and you kind of sat there and damn near caught fire?
Yeah, that wasn't in the plan. Not that there
No,
really was a
no.
plan.
But you noticed what I did? I kind of sat back and watched.
Yeah, you did.
Did I catch on fire?
You didn't, but I would say the probability.
Did I
is
get
probably
hit by a
more
car?
random. No, but
Did I have a nice, enjoyable ride over here?
I feel like you didn't know that though. You just got lucky.
Maybe, but sometimes there's so much weird shit happening right now. You either go with the flow, or you get ran over or blown up.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the flow for a little while. I think it's a good idea. I think you're onto something.
Never.
Plus, I'm not really feeling like running a lot right now. I kind of hurt
Yeah.
a lot.
You smell like beef jerky.
Chandra gets
Yeah.
done with her
Makes me
phone.
want to throw up.
She's messing with something on her phone, and she turns to Omar, and she holds out her phone and says, "Can I get you to sign for this? Just right here."
No. What are we talking about?
Oh, so Grub, he bet me a trivial boon, and I won. And
Uh-huh.
since he has perished, his debts
Uh-huh.
are then passed on to his childer, which is you. So you are
I
now.
don't even know that
and
guy, so
It doesn't
I'm not
matter.
taking his-
Listen,
No.
listen. That's not how this works.
I'm not part of all that. I don't care
Wait,
how
wait.
it works.
Chandra, may I? May I, Chandra?
You're just gonna bitch slap.
She just kind of looks over at you. Sure.
Omar?
Yeah.
Remember going with the flow? We're in a weird situation. We now have adopted families with apparently new and interesting social standings.
I think I just got out of my adopted family. Why would I get back in?
I don't think you did. You know, I got a funny feeling. Once you're in this, you're kind of stuck in this. You know, Chandra, is there some type of magical defibrillator that brings us back to life, or we're like this until?
Uh-oh. That's what happens when you go with the flow.
That was the
Never go with the
defibrillator
flow.
right there.
Oh no.
Buffering is it's okay.
Buffering is buffering.
Buffering
I'm
is
gonna
buffering.
assume I know what he was gonna tell me the rest of that. Well, I guess you're right. What am I signing for?
Okay, so I know we haven't had a lot of time for formal introductions, and normally boon exchanges would be far later in your accounting, but you guys have forced our hand by killing a coterie mate who owed
I
me
didn't kill
a
anyone.
boon. A boon is a favor between one kindred and another.
So, I have to do you a favor because the house blew up?
You have to do me a favor because you imbeciles blew up Grub, who owed me a favor. So now, because you did this,
We didn't blow up anything. What are you talking about? I just ran out the door.
Are you suggesting that Grub blew himself up?
I don't know what happened, but it wasn't me.
It
I
wasn't
don't
me.
even know that guy. He might be suicidal. It's happened before.
I will take this up with your primogen later.
Okay. So basically, in his mind, you just said, "Uh-oh."
There it goes.
Everybody shifted. Oh,
Yeah.
the overlays are borked. He'll hopefully be back in just a second here and unbork the overlays.
Hold
I
on.
can't.
Oh, you're getting a lot of solo time here, Cam.
Yeah.
Now I go over
So-
here.
There we go.
Levi's trying to peek onto his screen.
There I
I don't
am.
even know how to
Hey,
get on.
everybody.
No, I'm on
Just
Tom.
lean a little.
Hold on. I gotta go over here.
I'm over here by.
There
There we go. There we go.
There we go.
What's funny is because of the
Yeah,
way
we
they're
can
cut,
feel it.
it looks like Levi just passed through me onto the other side.
So, I mean, I know you're upset your friend's gone and all, but I don't know anything about that. And I don't know what a primogen is. Basically, in his head, he's like, basically somebody says, like, let me talk to your supervisor. And he's like,
Fucking go.
yeah,
Please do.
Shander goes full Karen. Like, I'm just going to talk to your supervisor.
that's fine. You can talk to him. I don't even know my supervisor. You can talk to him. Like, okay, fine.
So you go ahead and you go ahead and you talk, and she's you see she's pounding away something on her phone. This is going to cost me dearly. All right. It'll be here shortly. In the meantime, I would like you to take note of what happens to those who, as Thomas said, don't go with the flow. You look down at the broken bodies of Nathan and Second.
Yeah, I
Now-
got that message. Uh-huh.
How do you think we're going to go about waking them up?
I have no idea.
With violence.
So, lesson number 1 for today. The kindred physiology. Your body is dead. Meaning,
You told me that.
while you still feel pain, and while you still can endure suffering, your body, unless you are burned by sunlight or fire,
Yeah.
for the most part is
on that right now.
for the most part is well, I mean, it's not living. You're cold. And because you will survive virtually almost anything else, Kindred Society has cruel ways of forcing compliance. So, as my childer wisely mentioned, you should just go with the flow.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
So, with the powers of blood, your friends here will be able to heal, but it takes an extraordinary amount of blood to heal these sorts of injuries.
You guys are really obsessed with blood. I don't understand it.
The blood does everything. It's our food. It's the source of our powers. We require it, like a plant
Sounds
requires
really-
water.
Really weird.
It is all weird, but surely you've seen a vampire movie at some point in your life.
Sure. Yeah.
We'll just use that as a basis, as a beginning point. Some of it's real, some of it's not. But just
So, like, I turn and I look around. Is there any, like, reflective surfaces?
yeah, there is one. We'll say there's one hanging up in the bathroom.
Can I see myself?
It's blurry.
Gotta get... I lost my glasses. Where are my glasses? I need
You
my
don't
glasses.
need your glasses.
So,
Our
like,
kind.
what about garlic? So garlic, is that bad? I really like pasta.
So, it's strange, but there are some kindred who have special hindrances with things like, well, the things that you know of from supernatural pop culture. Some of them are true for some kindred, not for others. There's one family of vampires that has to sleep in the dirt of their homeland every night. There are others who can't cross running water, those who cast no reflection at all. Some of these things are true, but only for certain kindred.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe Boffrin's back.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, once he gets
Yeah,
the
I
camera
came
up-
back via phone.
Oh. Okay.
Oh. Did your computer die?
Nope, my internet decided to die.
Oh,
No. Classic.
Harsh.
Alright, well, that's
That's a party.
Well, we're just gonna all be in the wrong.
We're
spots.
all in the wrong spots for the rest of the show, but it's not worth trying to
Check
fix
it
at
out.
this point.
I'm officially your character now. We all switched, Boffrin.
I
It's
can
musical
remember.
characters. All right, Jeff, tell us what we do next.
Uh,
Storytelling now.
Yep. All right, guys. So in my coma, it's time to get this party started. All right, so there you were, and then the abomination showed up.
Makes sense.
So, pretty shortly after, as she's, oh, here comes Boffrin. I think he's.
Yep, there he is.
Hey, it's a.
Yes, and just like that, we're in the right spots.
We got a bit of Boffrin in there. I think he's got it
It's turning sideways.
turning sideways.
He's using celerity.
He's using celerity.
Jesus.
He's using movement of the mind.
Hey,
He's just hanging out on the porch.
hanging
Nice.
out on the
Games.
porch. Those porches are deadly. Ask Omar.
They are. Porches are bad places to be.
So, Chandra begins, just to catch you up a little bit there, Boffrin, Chandra begins to talk to Omar about the kindred physiology, explaining how you're dead, your body can endure an immense amount of suffering and pain and still survive it, and kindred utilize that knowledge in cruel and unusual methods sometimes to force compliance, like running you down with a vehicle, because they know you will survive it.
True.
And then she gets on her phone and frantically punches away at something, complaining a little bit about how much this is going to cost her in the long run. And before too long, you hear a rap on the door. Dun, 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 dun. She says, "Oh, the food is here." She walks over there and opens the door, and you see another man in a longer knee-length white coat. He has a cooler. Holds the cooler up there, and Chandra takes it from him. This is all the AB we got. It'll have to do for now. Thank you. She holds up her phone, and you see he holds up one, and she taps on his phone, and he taps over there on hers. One major boon recorded. Sire will be pleased. And you see he turns, and the guy walks off. She turns back around with a sigh. Walks back over, sets down the cooler, flips open the lid, and you see packed in ice are units of blood. Donated blood, AB pos, AB neg. She opens them up. Okay. Either one of you any good at anything medical? Of course not. Don't be silly. We just have to rip open the bags and carefully feed it to them. Which one of you would like to go first?
This seems really wrong.
Go ahead. Nurse your fledgling brothers to health.
So he takes
Well, baby bird it.
No.
Nurse me, brother.
She walks over and begins latching all the locks back.
I tear a bag open. Whichever one of them's closer
Thomas,
to me, I'm like...
You take a glance back over at Chandra, and it wasn't there a second ago. But you notice she now has a splintery piece of wood in her right hand. And she's just very casually got it tucked underneath her folded arms as she's standing there watching you both begin to feed blood units to. And I'll let you, between you and Omar, figure out who's feeding blood units to who. But you can tell there's about 10 blood in there worth of units. So about 5.
There might be an issue with me feeding them since I haven't eaten and I still haven't eaten.
Oh, you haven't? How many blood are you at?
I don't think we rolled for it. Wait, it
We
should
did.
be. Was it? We did.
I thought we did.
Yeah, I have no idea how much I have either.
Oh, you
I
don't?
botched
I thought
my
we
feeding.
rolled it. I thought we rolled it.
You had me roll it. I said I botched, and then you were like, "All right," and then you just went into frenzy mode.
Well, the D10 was how many blood you started with.
Well, then that's a 1.
So you had a 1 before you drank from the person. So
Does that mean I'm full, or do I have 1?
you, if I remember right, you failed your roll
Mhm.
in the first game session, so you would have drained him dry. So you would have been at 8.
Okay.
Okay, well, we're just gonna assume I'm closest to Nathan.
Okay.
I'm like pouring it from a distance. Like I'm not just putting it right in his mouth. I'm like pouring it from like 2 feet above him because it's just weird and he doesn't. So it's probably like getting all over his face. He's like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's kind of sloppy. You're making a bit of a mess, but he's going to get
Yeah.
enough of it to count. So Thomas, you're probably going to take the first one yourself. How much blood did you have? Roll a d10. That's how much. If you don't remember, roll a d10, and that's how much blood you have in you at the moment.
If you don't remember, your character doesn't remember.
I know I don't roll 10 over for that one. Jesus, no wonder I didn't eat.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 10.
Oh, so you
Oh,
mostly
wow.
fall. So,
Oh God, Rio.
Fine.
step
Oh no!
Oh, I'm stuck. Nurse me.
What a weird genre.
Yes.
All right, so I assume we spent our 3
Mom,
blood
everything
to
out in the
heal
world.
up. And...
Full
Yeah.
belly of blood, I guess.
Yeah. So you guys get back the blood that's given to you. Like I said, there's 5 points in there for each of you. If Thomas doesn't drink any himself, it sounds like he's not.
Yeah.
You
At
guys
that
are.
point, I guess. Did they give us like any lines to like spike the bag, or is it like?
Pretty sun straw.
Yeah, you gotta. The blood bags are fairly thick plastic. They don't tear easy, so you can take it. Should give you a couple of kitchen knives to open them with.
I've got potence. I potence rip it open.
It's just
Just
blood
like
splatters
sun.
everywhere.
Take that straw and just jam it through both sides.
Yeah, through both sides.
Damn
So
it.
you spike it like my kid does his juice bags, and you just pop it right in there. So you guys come to
Oh,
blood.
Capri Sun style.
Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Capri Sun style. That's what I'm saying. So
Right
you,
out the other side.
right out the other side. You guys both come to, using whatever blood you need to heal, at least to crippled from
I just want to
incapacitated.
be healed up.
So
I just,
yeah.
Just
yeah, I
bashing.
just heal up. So I'm
As-
bruised.
As you
I'm
guys
bruised
administer the blood to these two, you see Second's face kind of pops back out, and you see things kind of reform and re-stitch back up. He still has the tread mark on the face. He just has...
You hit us with a car.
You see his neck kind of pops back into place, and you see Nathan's knees pop back there, and a crunching sound as the
Oh,
as
God,
the
that's
blood
not right.
forces everything back into place again.
Oh, it's messed
I
up.
should be able to see the back of my ankles.
It hurts for only a second, and then you're fine again.
And Nathan, you probably got blood all over your face.
Yeah, you're a bloody
And
mess
shirt.
again.
I mean, that makes sense. I just got hit by a car.
Yeah, that's true.
As
Where are we?
as we frequently say in the Chantry, Domum Dulce Domum, home sweet home. This is your haven, a communal haven, where you will remain while you finish your accounting. I believe Grub was supposed to explain the accounting before you burned him to a crisp.
I don't know why you keep saying we burned him to a crisp. I don't know how the house blew up.
The house blew up?
Yeah. And you, like, if you look at me, I'm probably like 3rd-degree burn, face, shoulder, like.
Which only
I
improves
don't know
his looks.
what's going on around here. Like, so you wake us up in a bathtub with corpses all around. You have a monster of a man sitting on a couch. You burn us. House apparently blows up on us.
No, no.
And then you run me down with a car.
You were asked to come
Bravo.
along nicely. You were asked to come along nicely. Everything else that happened was your own actions. Look at Thomas, the model student. He has no burns, his legs are not broken, he did not have to be run down by a vehicle because he simply got in the car as requested. I did not
Well,
even
the next
have
time we
to
get into a
dominate
serial
him.
killer house, we'll see what happens. I have a feeling it won't roll well for him next time. We got lucky here. Well, he got lucky, I guess.
You're not going to let us go.
I cannot let you go. To let you go would be sending you to slaughter. You don't understand the dangers that are out there yet.
Think about what has to be going on here, guys. You know, if vampires live for essentially nigh immortal, you know, basically the things that kill them are obviously sunlight. Fire seems to have done a pretty good job. And this is just what we've learned the last little bit, right? I assume that the other part of the tragedies of being undead with a long lifespan ultimately can wind up in ennui, where you bore yourself to death and then choose to die.
The fact that you haven't snapped is problematic.
Yeah, why are you so chill about this, man?
This is the same night, and you've suddenly intellectualized yourself the fact that everything's going to be A-OK. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why haven't you understood? And then I'm going to unleash dementation on him.
Oh. All right.
Apparently. Yeah.
Dementation. That's always.
We're going to
a
be good
fun
friends in this
one.
group, I can already tell.
You don't have to run faster than the lupines. You only have to run faster than your friend who's on the ground crying from intake.
It's not much. It's only level 1. It's passion. So
Okay.
I wanna push whatever emotions he's got to where he starts feeling as anxious as I feel. And what's her humanity?
It's based on humanity? Wow.
It is.
Humanity is 6.
I
Never
got
melts.
2 successes for an hour.
And what is that going to do for him?
I stir emotions, heightening them to a fevered pitch, or blunting them. I'm not going to blunt them. I can't choose which emotion is affected. I can only amplify or dull emotions already present.
Okay.
So Stockholm syndrome.
If that's where Thomas is at, then that is where Thomas is at right now.
So everything's just A-okay with you, and that's what you're trying to tell us right now. This is all just
Yeah,
fine.
actually, if you weren't so
You've been turned
stupid,
into monster.
you wouldn't have had any of this stuff happen to you. You don't understand.
I
These
understood.
people
I just got hit by
know
a
what's
car,
going
and
on.
I got back up.
What happened
So,
when you stepped outside and your arm started catching fire?
well, now
How
I know
the
I
hell
just stay
is that
inside for
normal?
the sun. But beyond that, I also know I got up from a car hitting me. So as long as they let me fucking leave, I'm more than I've ever been before, and I don't want their help.
But how much more can you be if you listen and learn?
I've taught myself everything I need to know. And
You know,
until these
Chandra was
people
pretty nice.
abducted me-
She didn't have to hit you with a car. I'm pretty sure she could have tossed you in that burning building. And you wouldn't have been able to stop her.
Highly counterproductive.
This is our rational one.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
I mean,
I don't know what's wrong
he
with
is
these
the
people,
okay
Chandra.
one right now.
I'm ready to learn.
Ready to learn.
If you cooperate for just a few more nights,
A few more nights. I'm leaving as soon as I can.
which will be in a few more nights, you'll leave one way or another.
You're gonna kill us?
No, that's not my job.
Whose job is it?
The prince.
The prince.
The prince. See, in the nearby town of New Haven resides a kindred who we all affectionately refer to as the prince.
The prince.
And you all are within
Didn't you
his
listen
domain.
to Grub when he was talking about this?
And the prince,
I
Not
don't
really.
listen to somebody that ties me up to a ceiling with a
well, no
dead
one
body.
has tied
and then
you
tries
up
to have
to
a
a
casual
ceiling.
conversation, drowning me in exposition like I give a shit.
For what it's worth, Grub didn't tie you to the ceiling. He laid you gently in a bathtub. Provided you food.
You're monsters, and you've made us monsters.
No,
You're monsters that are talking about monstrous things like they're okay.
we are monsters. We. Not you and I. We. And you can reject that all you want to. I could unlatch the doors and let you go, off into your own oblivion.
I guess we don't have a choice anymore, do we?
No. She just
I
said
don't
she'll
think
unlatch
we
the
do.
doors.
I could,
But you won't.
but I
I
won't.
should make clear they're going to run us down later.
You know,
Send in the cavalry.
We
kind of thing.
survived that!
Yeah.
It's a 20-mile hike to the domain, and you know what you'll find when you get there? If you get there. Go on, take a guess. You have clearly everything figured out.
I'll find freedom.
Oh,
I just look at Chandra in awe of, like, you know, she is the greatest, like, you know, thing since sliced bread.
freedom. You think that's what you'll find there?
I know I don't have it here.
You don't understand what level of freedom you still have here. You don't understand the level of chains that can be placed upon you by the kindred of the domain. You are but a fledgling still, not even a neonate.
Great. And other arbitrary labels. Unlock the door or don't. Either way, I'm leaving.
You're akin to a kindergartner.
Great. And I go through the door again.
Door's all locked.
I start unlatching doors unless she stops me.
God, there has to have been a better way to do this, man.
You want to know how it used to be done?
I step off to the side and make sure I'm out of her line of path to him.
She takes the wooden stake.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Oh shit!
Promptly botches.
It's not a botch. It's just a fail. Her 2 8s are negated by her 2 1s.
Classic.
So it's not a botch. It's just a fail. And
This is how we did in the old country. Drops the stake.
Oh man. So
no.
about that time, she goes to stab and misses you completely. And nailed to the door next to you through the shoulder, through the stake, through the shoulder is Taper, who appears right next to you on the door. Boom. He's impaled through by the stake. And he looks at her and he's like, "Ah, you bitch! That hurt!" Oh, hey, it's me again. Listen.
Yeah.
You don't want to go out there. You don't want to go yet. Just if you don't want to listen to this bitch, I get it. Then you gotta listen to me. 'Cause I'm the only one who knows the truth.
What truth?
The truth.
Saying it more ominously doesn't mean you actually know the truth.
Yes, it does.
Okay. Yeah, one of those cute
Bullshit.
folks, huh?
See, right now, it's time for school. So, you just gotta go through the ropes, right? And you just
You're
gotta
part
listen.
of this cult too.
No, I'm not part of this cult. I'm your ticket out of here.
Good. Let me out.
I will. But first, you have to know about what you are.
I pull the stake out and I try and stake him. How do I stake? Dex melee.
It is Dex melee.
One after the other. See, mine's only alive still because it hasn't appeared yet.
I got 877.
877. So that's 3 successes. He will
Wow.
Dex plus dodge.
Saying it doesn't mean you know the truth.
He has 3 successes as well. So Ty goes to the defender. So you go to stab him, and he quickly out of the way, and he looks at you and he's like, "Oh, that was good. You're better at this than I thought you'd be."
Let me fucking out!
It's kind of like the Joker. Like,
I'm checking on Chandra, making sure she's okay, and getting her away from that.
Yeah,
more
she-
respect for Chandra.
You pull her back away, and she's just standing there, and she just kind of crosses her arms and watches Taper go to work here with Second.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Is
I'll
everything
go
all
back
right?
to
Did you need
full
some
on.
coffee?
Is he gonna do
tea,
something, or can I stake him again?
He does not seem to be doing anything to you at the moment.
If he's not gonna, can I just get to the locks of the door? Or is he in the way of that?
He's in the way of him.
Ugh. Okay, then I'm gonna try and stake him again.
Because that's
And-
what you do.
I got 2 successes. Shit.
He has 2 successes also. It would have been 3. It would have been 3, but he rolled another 1. I was like, "Oh shit, he's gonna get hit."
Fighting over here. It's like
So you swing again with the stake, and he slides back out of the way the other direction, and your stake finds the door, and the tip of it just breaks off. It's just blunt now. It's just plunk.
Okay.
Well, listen to me. Out there is a crazy, crazy dangerous place that only me and you understand. But you could be the secret to bringing it all down. And I need you to help me bring it all down.
You're telling me what I want to hear to make me stay here.
Yes!
If you actually
Yes!
want me on your side, you would let me leave, and you would earn that.
But then I have to follow you again. And I'm tired of following you. I've been following you for weeks.
What do you mean weeks?
Weeks? Do you think he just ran into you one night at a club and decided this is the one? I'm just gonna bite him and make him one of us now.
You're full of shit. Where do I live?
He
How do
rattles
you
off your
think
address.
they figured out they wanted us? And which family wanted us? They had to have followed us around.
Oh my God, Squeaky. Charlie will talk to you later, okay?
You've all been chosen.
So real good at stalking, apparently.
If you think that this is bad, you wait till you meet the actual kindred of the domain and the things they will do to you. Listen, before the prince put this whole system together for the accounting, you know what we used to do? We used to just bump into you one night at a club. We just lure you to somewhere and bite you, lick the wound. Then we drag you around behind us for weeks on end.
I'll turn to Chandra. Is he serious?
Doesn't sound that odd. I mean, that seems pretty much in keeping with everything else they've been saying.
Every clan had its own way of doing things, but for the most part he's right. And the problem is that we had a terrible retention rate. I mean, could you imagine if Second tried to take off... Oh, Taper's already out, Lich, but if you want to control what he does next, you go for it.
Thanks for the bits.
Taper has already been summoned, so he's already standing there trying to explain this to Second. And Chandra says, so, we used to all do it our own way. We would indoctrinate each kindred, but it was difficult.
I'd read in a book somewhere that there were in this one story I was reading from, I think it was like the 30s or 20s. It talked about this vampire group that sat there and hit them in the back of the heads with shovels and like put them in holes and stuff.
Sadly, it's bygone practice, but yes, it was something that was done at one point. So, and you see, Taper looks at you, Second. He looks you right in the eye, and he goes, Do you like to go to parties? Did I tell you that we have fantastic balls? Like, lavish parties?
I don't want to talk to you anymore.
That's too bad. Listen. There are those of us out there who can get into your mind and can read all your thoughts. And there are those of us out there who can control your thoughts. And there are those of us out there who can make you like us. Because the blood, it's got power. And I can teach you how to use that power. You can learn all of it. But you can't do that on your own. You gotta have a mentor. Someone to teach you. All of you. And that's us. Minus Grub. You killed him. But the rest of us. Sorry about your loss, Omar.
I'm not sure it was a loss.
Sorry about the bone, too.
Maybe.
Hey, Omar, did you go back in the building? Is that how you got burned?
No, I was hiding outside the building. And then it
So you
exploded
see, Second,
on me.
if Chandra opens the locks and lets you out, all the kindred who can see into your brain will see into your brain, and then they'll know everything about you. And you know what happens when they know everything about you?
No, please just, I get it.
They know all the things you don't want them to know. So, until you're ready, you got to stay here. Which is why the prince, as many flaws as that man has wisely dedicated this tiny podunk in the middle of nowhere town to the hatchery. The place formerly known as the hatchery.
Your names are all so stupid.
Listen, when you create your own breeding facility for new kindred, you can call it what you want to. Grub called it the hatchery. That's the name. He rented it out. We worked very hard to become trusted enough to the prince to be allowed to do this. And you're frankly screwing it up for all of us.
Good.
Good. Not that I don't want you to screw it up yet. Just not yet.
This was never part of the
Just
plan.
one person survived from the hatchery here. How many times has just one person survived from the hatchery?
Well, survive is a, no one dies at the hatchery. But, as Chandra said, we get runners every now and then. And the runners never make it. No. If the gangrel don't find you and eat you, then there's the lupines. And if it ain't the lupines, then you make it to the edge of the domain and you see freedom, and then you find out that freedom is just another person's house. And then you know what they do? They bond you with the blood, and then you love them, and you don't want to love them, but you have to love them. And once you love them, you'll do anything for them.
All right, so we're dead and we're in hell. Got
And
it.
the worst part is nobody comes to look for you because they assumed you got eaten by the gangrel or a lupine, and you're not even registered in the domain.
Speaking of, are people looking for us?
Oh, yes. Yes. That's something we have to take care of soon. So, you should probably listen to Chandra, and then when the last of us arrive, and he kind of looks over at Nathan. When the last of us arrive, we'll move on to one of the final lessons that you have to be taught.
Well, I think at this point, I don't want to be lit on fire again. And, yeah, professionally.
So have any of you planned a funeral before?
Yeah.
Great. Then you got experience. Because last, you'll get to plan your own. See, you all have to die. You have to be dead now. Not just in our world, but to the rest of them. You have to be dead. Don't look at me like that, Second. You've done this before.
I feel like we're doing a lot of work for people who made decisions for us, right? Like,
Yes.
you made a mess and then you're telling us to clean it up.
And that will continue.
Right.
Until you hit a point, you make your own messes.
I don't think we got into this on our own choice, man. I think this just happened to us.
No, that's correct. You were chosen. You didn't apply.
This ain't no, like, David Koresh kind of situation. This is like, I don't know.
Oh, David Koresh.
Different kind of
cult. Yes, David Koresh. Now, there was a Setite, let me tell you. Oh, boy, he was stellar.
Wait. Setite? As in, like, someone who worships Set?
Mm-hmm.
Serpent of the desert?
Oh, yes.
I mean, sure, why not? Right?
Guess that makes sense.
It's probably like gargoyles and dragons and, like,
Oh.
you know, all those LARPer kids, you know, play D&D on the quad. You know, those guys are probably going to turn out to be wizards. Like, sure, why not?
No.
Lightning bolt.
Now,
Yeah,
if y'all
right?
will do me a favor, I gotta go heal this thing up. So, don't make me chase you down. and just listen to what the bitch has to say, so that I can end my affiliation with her, and we can get down to real business. Making you all disappear. And then you'll be free. You'll be
Come
free
on, remember the mirror.
to go
we all breathed
fuck
on
up
it,
your
right?
own lives however you see fit until you become such a nuisance that the prince has you killed. And then it'll be worth it. Right now, you're simply not worth killing.
Well, all right, let's get on with it then.
Yeah, this is really weird, but I feel like there's an opportunity here.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. You see he kind of slips out of the way a little bit, and he kind of walks over there and kind of brushes Chandra off a little bit. He's like, sorry for interrupting. I'll be gone now. It was a really, really good stab, by the way. He kind of slinks off towards the kitchen. Chandra looks back up.
Chandra, I'm so sorry for all of our misunderstandings. Is he popular?
No. But that doesn't mean he isn't correct. So,
Congrats on landing a good one there.
the first rule of kindred society, well, we won't use the word rule. It's a tradition. A tradition carried on by our kind is that the mortals are never allowed to know we exist. Just as before today, you didn't know we existed. Neither are they allowed to know we exist tomorrow, or the day after, or the day after.
That's what Grub already told us.
That's what Grub told you before you roasted him in his own haven.
What? Hold on. You keep saying
that?
we
I don't
did something.
understand.
I left a building and it blew the fuck up after you ran me over with a car. I don't know what's been going on in that house, but I didn't blow them up.
Okay, fine. Stay in denial if you wish. Nonetheless, before Grub met an untimely demise from his couch in his own haven, which you all could not wait to get out of,
Obviously.
he explained to you that mortals are not allowed to know about us. That is the most strict of the traditions held by our society. The moment anyone screws that up, your unlife and your very essence will be bartered. Those of you who were lucky will find a wooden shaft run through your heart, put into a box stored somewhere for a century, until somebody dusts you off like a cardboard box found in a garage that hadn't been cleaned out. They pull you back out just to try to remember what it is that was put in there. Those of you who are nuts.
Stakes don't kill?
Oh no, they just put us to sleep. The stake through the heart won't destroy us. It puts us into a rest, an eternal rest, until the stake is removed.
All right. So that's good to know.
So,
What about bullets? Are they a problem still?
So like that TV show, The Originals.
I didn't watch that one, man.
similar. Bullets are a nuisance. Our bodies are no longer living. They don't pose the same threats.
Huh.
You won't bleed out through a bullet wound. Bullets are relatively small. While they pack a punch, they don't really do a whole lot of extensive damage to our corporal bodies. The blood very easily can restore us from gunshot wounds. Slightly more
Well, that's a
dangerous.
plus.
Slightly more dangerous are the handheld weapons. You can lose an arm to a sword. You can lose fingers to a knife, an eye. Those things can be repaired, but it's at a much higher cost of blood to heal yourself from those manner of injuries. The worst injuries, and she points towards Omar, come from sunlight and fire.
Great.
Yeah, it felt real good, didn't it?
Filthy bastard.
All right, so don't go out in the daytime. Don't go into burning houses to save strangers. And guns are fine. Okay.
Now, the second tradition is that of domain. As mentioned before, the prince holds domain over the whole region. He holds domain as long as he has enough influence and power amongst the other kindred to maintain peace and prosperity for us. We conduct our business in the shadows, away from human eyes. And in doing so, well, his power trickles down to the rest of us. We collect enough of that power.
Like, what kind of power are we talking about? Are we talking about, like, power? Are we talking about politics? What are we talking about?
What little your sire told me of you, Nathan, you are, well, like many of your generation, influenced, perhaps, by the things you'd see on social medias. You find it unrest in the pit of your stomach, the accumulated wealth at the top. You see an uneven set of standards placed upon people simply by the way they look.
No, I just happen to know that anytime a ladder gets pulled up behind somebody, next step is to take the house down.
Now, with some time and training, you'll learn that you have the ability to create ladders and houses. You'll learn that it's you who gets to decide when to put them up and pull them down. The things that you think you have seen, many a times are the machinations of our people working in the shadows. These things are not without coincidence. The very armored police that would come out to put down your protest, they don't just show up to keep law and order. They show up to keep our law and order.
I think you're really selling this to me. What? Like, if you want us on your side, man, like, this is not the way to do it.
No, you're not understanding me. We don't just control them, we control both sides.
Hmm.
The cat and mouse back and forth between them is to keep you all occupied, so you never notice the real war going on behind it.
No, so the families are like a war or something now? Is that what you're telling me?
Always.
Okay.
But the war
Like,
is a
war,
subtle-
are we talking about, like, TV show, like, tutors and that kind of stuff? You know, just, like, hissy-fisted, poking around at each other.
Sometimes the prior, sometimes the latter.
Okay.
This, the time here at the hatchery, is one of the rare times where the families have to work together. Whenever the families go to war, members can be lost. Spots in the domain open up
Are we everywhere?
everywhere. We have been since before Rome.
How many of us versus People.
Impossible to say. While everyone goes through a strict accounting once you're released from it, there's not really a census ever taken. There are century-old vampires, perhaps from the time of the Revolution, hanging out, perhaps just out there in the woods somewhere, just beyond our own sight. Every nearby town, every town with a myth or legend, those are the remnants, perhaps, of an elder who once walked the earth. Every time they wake, they can take on a new personality, a new identity. We never know for sure how many of us there are. The only thing we know for sure is that there's definitely more of them out there.
Why did he pick me? I don't want to hear it from him. Why do you think he picked me?
Well, most of us, and she looks over at Thomas, we choose our childer because they possess a set of skills that will be useful to the family. They possess skills,
I beam with
knowledge.
pride in my Stockholm syndrome.
But more importantly,
I'm a good captive.
when 4 kindred were destroyed by the prince's hand, and 4 spots opened up, myself and Grub and Taper and Nathan's sire, when he arrived shortly, we were chosen to take the opportunity to strengthen our families by finding one suitable. Those who were destroyed were not necessarily from our families. There's not a stagnant number of each family that is maintained. Those families who do the most work for the prince are rewarded with spots when spots open. Those who stir up too much of a ruckus find themselves underneath the guillotine. The prince has you destroyed, and the vacant hole that your unlife leaves behind is replaced by those, often the ones who destroyed you, will then replace you with one of their own. So we are constantly at war amongst the families, but not always a direct war. We can't destroy you just because we hate you, or because you hate us. That would go against the prince's decree. Only he can decide who destroys who. That is the last tradition, the 6th tradition, destruction.
All right.
So after domain and understanding the powers of the prince, being a generous individual that he can sometimes be, allows each kindred to claim domain in their own haven. He promises that his officers, his scourges, his sheriffs, his deputies, shall not step foot in your domain. Inside your haven. You may reside there in peace. This is that building for you right now.
All right.
What happens next?
When you finish the accounting, the 3rd tradition, the tradition where kindred, such as ourselves, is responsible for teaching our childer, to be the group of you, about our society, our rules, our laws, we then can present to the prince that your training is completed. He will grant you permission to then enter his domain, where you may find a haven of your own, sometimes at the expense of a personal favor to another kindred, to help you get established. And once that is done, you may begin to fully embrace your unlife. For some, like Thomas, that will mean I get to finally take him to the Chantry proper, where he can meet the other members of the Tremere. For some of you who whose families are perhaps less organized, less structured. You may occasionally have run-ins. Those of you in the family Nosferatu, like you, Omar, will find that is probably more likely with yours. More loose acquaintance.
Yeah, I'm not really planning on becoming good friends with anybody.
Oh, you'll need your friends before you're done.
I'm not really good at friends, so we'll see how it goes.
So there's that.
So
When do we start learning this stuff so we can get out of here?
You already are. I mean, think of all the lessons you've already learned today.
Well, sure.
Some of you learned how much it hurts to be hit by a car.
Not the first time.
Some of you have learned exactly how much blood it takes to heal those wounds. What you can and can't survive.
how many times?
I don't
Just
know.
one at a time, man.
Okay.
Some of,
That
you
was
learned,
my
on the
first.
highways. You know,
That was
like
my
you-
first time.
some of you learned the dangers of fire.
Yeah, it was bad. It was real bad.
Indeed. And next, you're going to get to learn something else. Well, you're going to learn something a little different. Tyrone will be here shortly.
What's a Tyrone?
Oh, he's the last of our coterie.
Oh, there we go.
I do some.
That would be
Oh, sounds like my guy.
Nathan Sire. A member of the family known as Bruja.
Which
It's
is?
a part.
Another fancy word.
Say witches? Is that what that means? I'm a witch?
Or a party.
All the family names are archaic in my opinion. Most of them hail from storied progenitors who started the families centuries ago. Back before Noah's flood. Some
Alright,
of it's
well.
myth. Some of it's
So I'm learning
legend.
from this so far that bad names don't get changed over generations at times. So like everything's just the same from like way back till now.
Things have changed a little over time, but our society moves very slowly. We do not feel the rush that mortals do to complete our lifelong goals in a mere 60 years of adult life.
Ogle, I got a single success to aura perceive her. What do I get?
You see that she's got a fair amount of calm and a little bit of, you see kind of mild annoyance.
Okay.
Good.
So, with that out of the way, there is the task at hand of getting this place suited for your stay. You are allowed to stay here as long as necessary, once your accounting is complete, until you find proper haven inside the domain. So, you'll need to make this place a home. I highly suggest you find whatever materials you need to make sure that no light enters through any of the rooms. Out here,
So-
you'll be able to freely practice hunting, hone your skills before you're released into the city proper.
Are you staying here to watch us do all this fun stuff?
No, that's Taper's job. He'll always be around.
I'll always be around.
You know, last time I checked, you took our wallets, and we're supposed to be dead, right? So we can't exactly go spending credit.
Yeah, there's nothing here. We don't have any stuff.
There are 4 of you, and this town's roughly 200 people. Oh man,
Right,
who
hey,
we got
welcome.
raid?
Oh, welcome.
Hey, welcome.
Emiracina raiding with a party of 3.
Much
All right.
appreciated.
We are
PT
Thanks for coming by.
just about to wrap up here, actually.
Got a giveaway to do though.
We do,
That's
and that's why I say we're gonna go ahead and wrap up here. I think.
Right on.
For those of you who just joined, we have 5 virtual Gary Con badges to give away tonight, and
Hell yeah.
if you look down there at the little face there of Cameron,
Courtesy
those are
of
where you
Offering,
can find
by
our
the way.
channel points,
Courtesy of Offering.
as we call them, cams. And for a mere 200, you can enter to win one of those Gary Con badges that we're going to do a giveaway for, like, I don't know, right now.
Yeah, so if you, it's last chance, click
Yep.
on my silly face down there, spend your 200 channel points, get yourself a chance to win it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you rate it in, I think you get enough points to do this. So there you go.
All
Awesome.
right.
There we go. There we go.
You know, for the old D&D fans, let me just throw this out at there. There's a guy who's going to be there. You might have heard of him, called Ed Greenwood.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Cool.
He'll be hanging out in the Fate of the Norns channel.
Nice. Good times.
that's cool. Very
That's
cool.
awesome.
Throwing waybacks.
Way back.
All right.
Wayback machine.
So here's what
Yeah.
we're going to do. One of you would like to roll a d6 inside of our...
So,
Boffer, do you want to do it?
96.
I don't know if you have a D6 on you, but it's
If I roll a
your
d6,
stuff.
it'll be a 1. So maybe.
All right, well, here we go. I guess I'll roll it here. I got a 1. How about that?
You got a 1. So our five badges, because we had 6 entries, so our 5 badges are going to the people who are not number 1 on the list.
Oh, no. Oh,
So
no.
that means Malice, Two Socks, Featherfall Tabletop, Rio Bravo, and Emiracina there, or Emiracina, sorry. You guys are going to be our winners of our 5.
Nice.
Congratulations, everybody.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. That's super
Hope you
cool.
enjoy.
We need make
Free
sure that
badges.
yeah, these are badges for virtual GaryCon, so I will need you guys to, of course, join our Discord. Will be the easy way. You'll be able to get hold of me, Dustin at T2KB on there. Bofferin is also in our Discord, so you'll be able to. I'll put you into contact with them, and they'll be able to get that for you. That is this coming weekend. Bofferin, why don't you go ahead here with our outro and just talk a little bit about virtual GaryCon, what's going to be going on, and what they can do with those badges that they just won.
Oh my gosh, you lucky folks, man. Ernie Gygax is going to be there.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Very
nice.
nice.
Luke, of course, is going to be there.
Mm-hmm. Cool dude.
Oh man, there's so much good stuff. There's some BX games that are being run. There's also newer games that are happening, like Fate of the Norns is going to be running some demos in their channel. If you haven't checked it out, I've heard rumor that Saturday might be some type of little announcement for a little something coming down the pipe from them. But that's just between us.
All right.
All right. So,
All right,
pretty good.
Yeah.
hop in
Team
our...
Phoenix might be running around a little.
Oh, nice.
Very cool.
Cool people. Cool people.
They're definitely some pretty fun people.
Hell yeah.
So that'll be it for tonight's game. My players, you've all gained 5 more XP. I hope everybody had a good time. Again, congratulations to our winners. Thank you to Malice and to Lich and anyone else who spent some bits to make Taper do shit tonight. We're going to go ahead, I think, and keep rolling with this system for now. And see how it continues to keep going. In the meantime, because we are just slightly late, we're going to skip most of the rest of the outros, and I'm going to find us somebody to raid.
Right on.
Look in the
Yeehaw.
descriptions below. That's got mostly correct information.
Yeah, most of it. Our
Mostly.
Mondays are now a little different. We do a community night where we play random games together, usually Jackbox lately, but we played Among Us. We played other video games as well. So if you want to join in on some fun, hanging out with the community, that's where you go. And then definitely check out podcast formats. The Wisdom Check. That was Dustin and my talk show where we talked to a lot of these people we were just referencing.
did.
So, yeah. Good
All right.
times.
Well, it says here that Dream Wisp Jen's still on playing Dungeons and Dragons, so we're going to raid
Oh,
Dream
nice.
Wisp Jen.
Sweet.
We haven't raided her in a long time. So when you get over there, tell them T2KB sent you. We will catch you all next time. Peace. Love.
Thanks for spending
Congratulations
time with
again
us
to the
tonight.
winners.
Thank you so much.
We'll catch
Booyah.
you next
Thank
time.
you.
Everybody.